This is how city leaders want people to think of Jacksonville. This new park design was chosen today to replace what used to be the Landing on ground that is now called Riverfront Plaza. What stands out the most is a proposed shiny chrome sculpture that spells out Jax. Jim Piggott, who has covered a lot of history on this site, is joining us live. Jim, how close is this to actually being a done deal?
Well, for the selection of that design firm, that's pretty close. It's going to be up to Mayor Curry to sign off on this. Now, for everything that's going to come down here in this park, and this used to be the Landing, that's still up in the air. But the one thing that sold the city on this design team was that sculpture, and that looks like it could very well happen. This is video from the design firm Perkins & Wills, which won the competition, beating out two other firms, and it shows what it's planning for the site. Right off, it's that sculpture that's drawing most of the attention. It could cost around $18 million. Some are confused about what it says, but it says Jax.
It is something that would become a location people would go take pictures with, and people would talk about wanting to come see. And whether they liked it or hated it, I think they would say, oh, come look at this stupid thing, or come look at this wonderful, iconic sculpture.
But let me show you more of what could be built on the site. Remember, it's a park, and this is a playscape of sorts for kids. All types of slides and a climbing apparatus, even an interactive water area. There are plans for bars and a beer garden and a walkway that could take people to the river. The park also calls for a large grassy area that would be used for concerts and events. While not part of the plan, other developers could put in hotels, restaurants, and other businesses in some designated areas.
To me, it becomes the symbol of downtown, and it becomes the gathering place for everyone. The Landing was that once upon a time.
Now, this plan's not set in stone. It will be developed once the city irons out a contract and a total price tag. Could run as high as $30 million. The head of Jacksonville's parks was on the selection committee. Daryl Joseph at first didn't want to talk about why he chose this, but agreed to some questions. I asked about the cost of maintaining something like this.
So I'm looking forward to making sure it looks good, not just day one, but as we move forward through the years.
But this will be a park for people. It will be a center point for Jacksonville. Dimitri Demopoulos was on hand during the selection and gave his thoughts to the committee and to us.
Well, I think it's going to say that Jacksonville's finally getting to a point where we're starting to make big things happen on the river.
And this is just a start. It's a design team that's going to do this, and as I mentioned, we could see other buildings along here, and they're going to tie in the Main Street Bridge to all of this. Well, maybe make a pedestrian walkway that would come down to the center of this. Plus, you got to remember, too, we're talking about parks all along the river because they're talking about at this shipyard site, too, and they're going to try to tie all of this together. For now, we're live at Riverfront Plaza downtown. Jim Piggott, Channel 4, the local station.